I like that card. That's hilarious.
What does it say?
Here. It says, Casey and Bob, now that you're having a new baby, you'll have to adjust to all the crying, bottle drinking, and occasional temper tantrums. Just don't do it in front of the baby.
We all have it. It's the most human, primitive emotion that we experience.
How do you define it?
The intensely painful feeling that we are unworthy of love and belonging. You know, there are specific memories that we can recall that can bring up shame for us, but there are also very insidious, quiet messages that we just marinate in over a lifetime.
You have reached the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, also servicing the Veterans Crisis Line. If you are in emotional distress or suicidal crisis, or concerned about someone who might be, we're here to help.
My first therapist was a woman in Skokie. Her name was Elaine, and she was a little woman like me. The first time I met her, I sat anxiously on her office couch, choking the life out of a Starbucks cup. The background music of the hallway white noise machine swept through me, and I immediately thought, oh, okay, so this is a place where you don't hear anyone else crying. I'd be a liar if I said I remember our first conversation. I don't. I remember a lot of note-taking on her part and the quiet in her voice. I remember every corner of her office decorated with some form of butterfly knick-knack or picture, and she wouldn't shut up about them. Look around this room, she said. I want you to come out of your cocoon and become a butterfly too, or something cheesy like that. I don't really remember what she said, but she held out a plastic baggie of small stones and told me to choose one. It's something special for my patients, she said. I picked a purple one, just randomly. She told me to feel it and just touch the smooth of it when I was nervous. Elaine taught me how to walk like a cowboy. I'm serious, a cowboy. My therapy homework was to watch an old Turner Classic Movie Western film and watch how they walked. She told me to watch how they walk with their hips butting out and their chin, most importantly the chin, had to be kept up towards the sky, she said. We practiced in her hallway, walking like I was confident, because if I didn't know how to be confident yet, maybe my body could learn how to be first. I suppose the easiest thing for her was to not acknowledge the real issues. Sure, school and the other kids there worried me, but what 12-year-old wouldn't be bothered at that in some way or another? But I remember thinking at the time, how is a fucking rock or a butterfly metaphor gonna help me when my dad comes home trying to attack my mom or yelling at us? And how was a cowboy walk, a stupid cowboy walk, supposed to help me when all I wanted to do was tiptoe around my house in fear of my dad? But this story isn't to shit on Elaine or her therapy techniques. It's about my dad and the real story here, and the real problem, and the real monster. My dad never touched me. Not sexually, anyways. Instead, he made sure I never felt safe in my own house or around him anywhere, especially alone. For a long period of time, when I was about 10 or 11, I started walking in on my dad masturbating, watching porn, etc. One of the worst moments was sitting on the couch, watching a movie that got pornographic, and he told me to watch.
I had to go. I've been to almost every therapist Sarah has been to for a family session. And I sat in one where she finally talked about the amount of times that you would masturbate and wouldn't secure things, or you watch a sexual act on television with her there and like encourage it.
Casey, I did not do that.
So this is your problem about that whole sorry thing? What are you saying sorry for?
I'm sorry that I wasn't a better father.
What does that mean?
I'm sorry that I didn't secure my computer better. I'm sorry I exposed myself to her. but I did not.
He pointed at the screen and insisted, "No, wait, just watch." He pleaded, and he got an erection while sitting next to me, and I could see it through his shorts, and I remember just running away, horrified. I wrote the emails, and I made the social media posts because I decided I wanted my life back. Every suicide attempt I've had, every self-harm scar, it's all been a product of what he did to me and how he treated me in my childhood. I have had to undo all the pain induced by him, unlearning all the gaslighting, and I don't want that to happen to any other person, any other student he's working with. The memories stayed, no matter how far removed I was from my childhood home. He haunts me, in not only waking hours, but in sleep, in dreams, nightmares. I wake up in sweat, tears, and panic, night terrors of being assaulted by him. The facade my father portrayed for years is what killed me the most, though. I had to free myself by unloading these huge parts of my pain so I don't have to hold it alone now. I am not alone now. I freed myself, and I'm healing all the way back, trying to undo the toxic messages that stuck to me growing up. I will always live like this, but I will always fight for myself, and fight for that small, hurting girl skipping across the expressway bridge next to the Racine Blue Line stop, on her way to her father's office. My first introduction to sex should have been word of mouth, or a rom-com, or some awkward, nervous second base move in the back of someone's mom's Honda Civic, not my own dad.
The school has been getting bombarded with calls. I've been getting death threats. I don't know what her end goal is here.
Really?
Yeah, really. What is she trying to get out of this?
She's just telling the truth.
I thought I did the correct thing to tell the adults around me what was going on, and to all of the grown people in my life who dismissed that situation, I've learned to understand why perhaps I was ignored, and why the abuser was excused. I think we unintentionally victim blame people because we are in a cultural denial. It's almost as if we subconsciously refuse that something this bad could happen, that possibly important people in our lives could hurt their kin in these ways. Nobody wants to inhabit a world where fathers could hurt their daughters and wives and sons. I think often to myself, would it have been better if he just molested me? Would it have been better to have gotten over with, making the trauma more physical, rather than peeking through cracked open doors while I was changing into a training bra at 11 and trying to get me to talk sexually about other people or myself when you're 14 or 15 years old? In this case, better means the line he crossed is more outright and less gray area. Better in this case means more believable. Was I just an accidental witness to his voyeurism fetishes, or did he secretly plot and enjoy the sick thrill of introducing sex to me here and there? But this all is no isolated incident. I want CPS to do better in so many ways, but vetting the people we trust to teach students sexual and mental health is of great importance. The instances of Whitney Young students who had my father as their teacher, stories of being humiliated and sexualized, is a familiar story on my own. My own PE teachers at Kenwood Academy were inappropriate, and I tried to report an instance of Bogdanek, another PE teacher who I saw, told another girl to sit in the corner because she's been a bad girl, with this awkward sexual attachment to his joking with other female students. He didn't like me, though, because I didn't engage with him like the others. I didn't laugh at his jokes, and he singled me out and yelled at me for what he thought was me not participating. When I did tell the social worker, she only moved me to a different PE class. Later, I found out that the new teacher was talking to Bogdanek in inappropriate ways about me. Bogdanek told the other teacher something along the lines of that I was going to get what was coming to me. He was basically just threatening me. The situation was brought up to the administration. However, just like Robert Geiger, tenure and a white man's supposed charm did not disturb his position, and he gets to keep his job.
I'm going to say to Bob and Casey for the new baby. What do you have to say to the new baby?
I wish him all the luck in the world, and I hope he can live as long as I have lived so far.
That's nice. That's nice. How about you, Maureen?
Congratulations and best wishes, and I have a sense that since we live so close, I'll be babysitting.
You'll be babysitting. You'll love it. That poor baby. We'll have to have the twins clue her in to what type of aunt you are. Okay, Michelle, what do you say? Okay, Kristen.
Hello.
What are you going to say to Bob and Jean, behave, to Bob, Casey, and Sarah?
Oh, congratulations. Many more.
Many more.
Bite your tongue.
And what do you say?
Congratulations, you guys. I hope she's beautiful.
She will be.
Oh, yeah, because she's going to look like Nana.
I had to listen. I had to go. I've been to almost every therapist Sarah has been to for family session. And I sat in one where she finally talked about the amount of times that you would masturbate and wouldn't secure things, or you watch a sexual act on television with her there and like encourage it.
Casey, I did not do that.
So this is your problem about that whole sorry thing? What are you saying sorry for?
I'm sorry that I wasn't a better father.
What does that mean?
I'm sorry that I didn't secure my computer better. I'm sorry I exposed myself to her.
The issues are primarily because one of her parents didn't do their job, but was somehow capable of at least faking being nurturing to a bunch of strangers, to a bunch of girls that were not his family, and then you still fucked that up too. I know all of this stuff about you and what you did to Sarah, how you treated Parker, what you would say about students, how you acted with them, how you were with me.
So I mean, I'm going to have to deal with this now, and I think Sarah took it too far, but
I think you took it too far. You were not accountable all these years with all of these people. Okay? And your own daughter, grew up thinking in her most vulnerable years, right? The adolescent years, as a teacher, I would think you would know that. But at her most vulnerable, she thought you were going to rape her some night. There were nights where she was scared to go to sleep.
well, let me ask you this. Does she feel better now that she's done this?
No. She's never going to be better. She's going to learn to manage. That's all she can do now.